Welcome to another Billy Customizes Stuff video. Today I'm going to be working on dyeing something. Um, I think there's not enough how-to dye stuff out there. One of the things I'm working on is a 1/6 scale part 6 Jason Voorhees. And as you can see to the left there, his body is very scrawny. And he also has 2 left feet. Thanks, Sideshow. Um, but one of the things I got for him was this body padding to give him a butt and a little bit of more of a chest and a little bit of a gut. You know, just thicken him up some. But it's white, and with his clothes right now, this would show out the top. So I'm going to dye it black. I'm going to be using RIT Dye More Synthetic. It has where it's a fantastic dye. But you have to use it a certain way to get the most out of it. I'll be using a very small pot. It's only for dye. Other things you need to do this process is some. Oh God, can't even think of the word. It's right there. Soap. You're gonna need a little bit of soap, something to wish around your fabric in there. Since it's very small, I'm just gonna use some plastic forks. I have to let this get up to not quite boiling, but like a simmering, and a towel. I also laid down some plastic to protect my poor white countertops, and also some protective gloves. If anything, to keep the dye off you, so you don't dye your fingers. And safety first. Now I'm just about to simmering. If I could heat up a little bit more. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of dye. There's no measurement for it exactly, but you don't need to use the whole bottle with this small pot anyway. And then you just need to use like a teaspoon of soap. Turn the fan on. I'm just going to do a little bit. This helps it adhere some. Yeah, maybe enough. Or at least it helps the dye spread out more. Also, make sure that whatever you're dyeing is wet to begin with. Already like pre-soak this some. And since this is a smaller item, it shouldn't take very long. I know it recommends for larger things like actual shirts and stuff, like 30 minutes minimum, 60 minutes maximum. But this is like 1/6 scale, so like it should take 1/6 the time. All right, that's been 10 minutes. I'm gonna cut off the heat. I have a strainer right here. Also, I mean it's optional, but like it's a small piece. I'm gonna try to squeeze out as much as I can right here. Let it kind of cool some too, right here. Put it over there and squish out some more dye in a second. Oh yeah, that's still hot. That's still hot. Woof. Woof. Down some. Yeah, that's cooled down some. I'm going to try to squeeze some out right here. And the next step is take and run it under warm water and try to rinse out the excess dye and then gradually cool it down. Now, it's not a perfect black. It's more of a gray. I may add some more dye and see if I can get it darker, because the elastic took it very well. This took it semi-well, but yeah, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more dye and come back to it and see how that turns out. All right, I added more dye and redid it, and now it is the right kind of dark color. So here's the final result of the dyeing. Let's see if I don't bump the camera. As you can see, it has where it's still not as dark as this, but this is really just like a puff or something they had where they had on there to like bulk him out, and it didn't add too much. But it just looks like it's just like a very dark undershirt, and it doesn't attract the eye as much as the shirt, blood spots, stuff like that. So it doesn't center itself there, so you actually see around it. I like how it turned out. There's still things that I want to do with this figure. I even might, like, even though I did all this work on dyeing this like undersuit here to pad him out. Actually, let me see. Let me unlock the zoom so I can show him off a little bit. Like, he has where he definitely looks better with what I've added to him. He's thicker. He has a butt now. So yeah, I think because he's just like, he's a solid Jason. He's more like Kane Hodder, and I feel like that's the perfect Jason. But I probably will still look into possibly getting, like, they have bulkier 1/6 scale bodies. I'm not too familiar with them, or because the only thing I need to be able to do is to swap this head onto there. Should I get that zoom right? Yeah, that. As long as I can swap this head on there, I can do just about any kind of 1/6 scale body. But that's something I have to actually like look into. It's not something I'm familiar with. I might ask a couple of my friends if they have any tips about 1/6 scale stuff. But thank you for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I got more how-to and DIY and project videos coming, but also I got some stuff in so I can do some like reviews and some more unboxings. So, stay tuned, guys.